Question of the day: what is your favorite hidden mechanic game? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean a game that as you walk past the table, you would never guess that that is how the game majorly plays. Like, for instance, you're walking past the game and you go, oh wow, I had no clue this was a hidden roll game, or I had no clue this was actually just a roll and write or a roll and move, or I had no clue this was just a worker placement game based on how it looks, right? I think of Anachrony. You'd never walk past and go, oh, this is a worker placement game. You go, oh, this is some sort of combat game or something. Which brings us to the game at hand today, Taverns of Tiefenthal, the newest alliterative game in the, I believe, Quaxis Quedlinburg, same guy here, Wolfgang Warsch. Yeah. In this this sort of type of game where you look at it and you go, oh, that's probably some sort of worker placement game, and it does have some of that, but it's actually secretly at its core a deck builder. Don't let that scare you off, because I'm not the biggest deck builder fan when it comes to just straight deck building of, oh, I use this to get this, and I have this combo, and now I shuffle my deck. It's not like that. It is a board game where the major main mechanic is, in fact, deck building, and really good deck building. So let's take a look right now at how Taverns of Tiefenthal plays, and you let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite hidden mechanic game, as it were, right now. So here's the setup for Taverns of Tiefenthal. Now here's the thing though. Normally I would set up just the basic version and say, oh, we'll do the modules later, you can learn them yourself. But no, for this we're gonna do all of the modules in, because they build off each other and they're not that much complexity creep with each one. Your basic board will look like this. None of these spaces will be upgraded yet, so you'll flip them all over to the side that shows that they can be upgraded with the little money symbol, including this one here and these down here. This module here is one of the third modules, and then this is another module here that goes with this, as well as these schnapps tokens, which are going to be used for the main board, as we'll see in just a moment. What the game is basically consists of is you're going to have a hand of starter cards. Now these will be the same with a server, a table, and then a brewer, but the module that I like actually involves picking the starter cards. So you're going to get your basic starter cards of customers, and then you're going to choose one of these, which will come with a benefit that is usually pretty good, as well as of the three there. There'll be three of these chosen, and you'll start with it. Now, the main board also shows, or the round tracker board shows right here, this. You start on round one where you get a bar guest, which they'll sit right here at your bar. You can use them for one of two ways. It would be to redraw your hand, essentially, or to move up on this track. Now this track, the monastery track, will allow you to just get certain benefits as you progress. As you pass these schnapps tokens on the track, you'll also get these schnapps tokens, which can be used for these characters here. These are the entertainers. So everyone will get one. You'll choose which side you want to use, and whichever side you use, it's permanent. So that will go onto the board here into their spot. They will do things like spend 2 schnapps to get 3 beer, or spend a schnapps to get 2 coins. The majority of the game is based on your hand of cards here, in which you're going to be dealing out from your hand face-up cards until all of your tables are full. Now normally you would have other cards in here that would be tables, which I'll show you right here. Tables are going to expand how many guests you can have in your bar. Dishwashers are going to allow you to add a +1 to a number on your dice. The bar back is going to give you free beer. This one's going to give you a free reputation track, the bard. The table is going to allow more guests. The brewer is going to allow more production each time you choose to produce beer. And the server is going to allow you to take one of your dice and put it out there with the dice that you're going to use. Everyone will do this simultaneously. You'll take these 4 dice, roll them, sit them on your coaster. Then you'll draft back and forth. So you'll take one from yours, and then it'll go around. In a 2-player game, you're just essentially going back and forth. The dice will follow all the way around until you have 4 dice in front of you, and if you have any of your own dice. Now you start the planning phase, and each of these spaces will have required dice, and they give you what's on the right, and you use what's on the left. So some of them require certain dice numbers. This requires a 5. So if you put a 5 here, you would move up on the monastery track. If you serve a guest, you're going to get the coin amount that they show. If you go down here and produce a beer with a 1 or a 6, you're going to get as many beers as this shows. Now if you upgrade it, you're going to get 2 per. And so that really just makes that action better and better. The goal of the game is to get victory points, obviously, but the victory points are all based on the cards. And the best way to get victory points is by getting nobles. Nobles are certain types of guests that will go out into your area here. And when you sit a noble out of your deck, they actually will sit on top of each other. They don't ever change. You can never have more than one table full of nobles. They're snooty like that, but they're worth 10 victory points apiece. Other cards you can buy are worth, more cards too, which you can buy other guests who are going to give you a permanent points value plus an ability when you serve them to give you a certain amount of coins, plus they're going to give you the points value listed in the top right. Now that's the majority of the game. You're going to be producing actions to give you coins of beer to either buy new equipment with coins, new guests with beer, or use your coins to upgrade your bar. And when you upgrade, every time you upgrade, you will also gain a noble. So upgrading is one of the best ways to really get points because A, you're helping your own bar get better, B, you're also getting a noble. So these can all be upgraded. You see the money cost there. Oh, this one's actually already upgraded. So normally you would start with 1. When you upgrade, if it has a discount token in the bottom right, any cards you have played there this round, so let's just say I've had 2 brewers sitting here this round, I could then discard those 2 brewers to get 6 coin discount each time for this one. This one doesn't have a discount. This one has a 5 coin discount if you discard extra tables. This one has a 4 coin discount if you discard extra servers. Same with dishwashers. And then those are the only ones that allow discounts like that. The last thing are these other modules. So the reputation tracker here, it's going to allow you to move this up. And as you move up, there are certain ways to get reputation. It's not something that happens the whole game. You're actually going to do this typically pretty early. But once you get to the royal track or the noble track, you'll take a noble, put it in your deck. And anytime you take cards, by the way, they go into the top of your deck because this is a secret deck builder. And it doesn't look like it, but this is a deck builder. But don't let that scare you away. Anytime you receive a guest that has one of these signature cards, it'll go in your guest book up here. Your guest book is just another way to get points. You get a noble if you complete a row. You get a noble if you complete a column. But it's based on the price of them. So 3 and 4 beer, 5, 6, and 7 and 8 beer. You have to build from top to bottom too. So if you were to do 2 of these, you would gain the benefit here. Then 3, you'd gain that benefit. Then 4, you'd finally gain the benefit of another noble. So again, nobles are worth 10 points. So you're trying to get them as much as you can into your bar. The game is played over 8 rounds. You're going to get the benefit of each beginning of the round thing. And then the person with the most points at the end of the game wins. So that is Taverns of Tiefenthal. I'm not going to lie, I thought it was Tiefenthal for a long time. But anyway, it's pretty great, right? It looks good. I love this style. This Quetzalcoatl Taverns of Tiefenthal thing where everything has a place on the board and it looks like it has a place and the things on the board fit their places really well to where the art matches up and lines up. That kind of stuff is an instant win for me for art design, but also just art. The art looks good on these cards. That top-down view is really good, and it's done well. Like, it looks right. Everything looks right. All the pieces fit together really nicely. I love that when you upgrade something, you flip it over, and the art changes. It's not just put a token on this. Like, it's really well done. So the game looks amazing. Now, how does it play? So the game itself plays really interestingly. I like the idea that you're going to draw these cards out until you're full of guests. So it has that almost Quetzalcoatl feel of you're going to keep drawing until something happens. Now granted, it's not your choice. It's not a push your luck. It's you're going to keep drawing and hopefully you set your turn up by buying cards a turn before where you're going to get the cards you need out there to boost this turn to where you can have the most effective turn. I love that. I love that you're using you're then going to use the dice that you need to try to hopefully get the dice out there, and you can manipulate them with dishwashers, which makes them valuable. You get more of your own color dice with servers, which makes them valuable. The schnapps entertainers are super helpful too. So there's so many things you can do to manipulate what you can do in your turn to get the points that you need. It's really not hard to get points. Actually, it's pretty easy to follow a track and go, okay, I want to get points this way, or I want to go the upgrade route where everything I do upgrades and then I'll get some nobles for that, right? So it's really friendly to different strategies and styles, but at the end of the day, you're going to need to upgrade to get those points. You're going to need to do whatever you can, make as much beer as possible to get 30 points at a time. If you can make 14 beer every turn, you're going to get 30 points because you're getting 3 nobles for 14 beer. So A lot of different options, a lot of different varieties. I love the fact that the deck building just works like it does. You know, you're getting new cards, but they don't go to the bottom of your deck and shuffle in. They go to the top of your deck in order that you get them. So you're actually setting up your next turn to be better and better. And hopefully you can keep that cascading and rolling to where you don't have those turns where you go, oh, I just have 3 level 1 guests sitting at my tables. You know, hopefully you can get them out of your bar and be like, hey, get out of here. You don't bring enough to the table. Go visit the bar down the street. Yeah, not the greatest mechanic thematically, but anyway, at the end of the day, it's a really good deck builder, but it doesn't feel like a deck builder to go, oh, I've got this kick, I'm going to buy a punch with this kick. It's not like that. You're preparing your next turn by deck building. You're making your bar better by hiring more people, and the people that you hire very useful, and then hopefully you can get the turn in where you can cash in the people that you've hired to where you can get a discount to upgrade to where you're not paying 15 or 18 to upgrade, you're only paying 6 or 5 to upgrade. So at the end of the day, this is a major win. I love this game. I really, 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 really like this game. It's one of the better ones I've played recently, and we've played a ton of games recently. But Taverns of Tiefenthal is an instant buy. You would really enjoy this game. You're just going to love the way it looks. You're going to love the way it plays. But that is Taverns of Tiefenthal for me. Let me know in the comments below what you think about your favorite hidden mechanics. I am Bryan Drake on the Dice Tower. Let me know in the comments below. Blah, blah, whatever I just said. Totally stopped listening to my own self. So, I'm Bryan Drake. We'll see you next time.